Last week, the Gallup HealthWise Wellbeing Index reported that Alaska was the most content citizenship of all the states in the U.S. In addition to ranking among the top 3 states for collective feelings of financial security, good health, and community pride, we're number 1 in the sense of purpose. It's the knowledge that our elections are won by a handful of votes, and that our first elected statehood office can be that of governor, and that you can arrive in the state with a few coins in your pocket and leave a legacy behind, as rich as Wally Hickles. Having the sense that one person can make a discernible difference is a legacy value that has been passed down from our pioneering ancestors. Take Judge James Wickersham, for example. Wickersham was appointed to be a 3rd Judicial District Judge in 1900, covering his territory via dog sled from Eagle to a floating court in a revenue cutter through the Aleutians. It was an extremely powerful position. There was no one who could overturn his judgment within 3,000 miles. People said that Wickersham wasn't kidding when he told folks in his Clapwood Eagle Courthouse that he yearned for the Yukon, not Yokohama. He had set off for Alaska while dodging a posting to Japan. Wickersham arrived to the interior at the very start of the gold rush and was one of the founding fathers of the city of Fairbanks. Wickersham was among those responsible for creating the Alaska Agricultural School and School of Mines, what is now known as the University of Alaska. An avid mountaineer, at the age of 45, Wickersham made the first recorded attempt by a white man to scale Mount Denali, stopping at a face now known as Wickersham's Wall. It was Wickersham who carried the legislation to establish McKinley Park. As one of Alaska's first statesmen, Wickersham set the bar high. He was elected to 4 non-consecutive terms to Alaska's delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives from 1911 to 1933. A giant of a statesman who left behind big shoes to follow, Wickersham fought off well-financed outside interests who were moving vast quantities of Alaska's natural resources without paying a dime back to her people. The Alaska Syndicates, a conglomeration of businesses owned by J.P. Morgan and the Guggenheim brothers, had a hold on copper and transportation. They were concerned about taxes on their copper holdings if Alaska progressed to a territorial status, or worse, statehood, and they fought against Alaskan sovereignty with sharp political savvy. After being denied home rule for 45 years, Wickersham was instrumental in the passage of the 1912 Organic Act, which granted Alaska territorial status. He followed that with the first bill asking for Alaska statehood in 1916. Wickersham then introduced the Alaska Railroad Bill, which severely weakened the Alaska Syndicate's hold on transportation. As you can imagine, it wasn't an easy win. In order to see the Alaska Railroad Bill passed in the Senate, Wickersham stood for over 5 hours, delivering a speech to Congress, at that time the longest speech on record. The bill passed 46-16, appropriating funds for construction. Wickersham died at the age of 82 in Juneau, and his large Victorian house is the focus of a bill that passed the legislature last year, only to be vetoed by the governor, Sean Parnell. We'll take a closer look at that measure in the second part of our series tomorrow. Reporting in Juneau, I'm Dorene Lorenz.